Hello everyone and welcome to my first episode of SF Dojo. Yeah, finally it's out there, and for today I decided to take questions from the community. Anybody want to ask me anything, so I went ahead to Reddit, the SF4 thread on Reddit, and I asked everybody to throw me any questions they may have, and I have a list here with me of what they wanted to know. So okay, first of all, first question was where are you from and what's your day job? Okay, I'm from Nigeria. I live and work in Lagos State as a compositor in an animation company. I also work freelance after work, and in my free time I make SF videos. Question 2. How did you fall in love with Street Fighter? Okay, I think that was a very long time ago, and that was in a gaming house where I first saw Street Fighter Alpha 3, and it was, if I remember correctly, it was Ken level 3 super. Yeah, I fell in love with that move and told myself I need to get this game. So then I rushed to the store to buy the game, but what I didn't know was that Super Nintendo and Ending Man wasn't the same console. So yes, I bought Ending Man instead, and I bought Street Fighter. But what I got was Street Fighter where the final boss was Dalsim. Yes, pixelated Dalsim. I can never forget that. Yeah, that was how I fell in love with Street Fighter. Next question. Do you prefer gamepad over joystick? And what's your pros and cons? Okay, well, I personally prefer using the PS3 or PS4 controller because it's easy to carry around and makes less noise. As for pros and cons, on pad no one can hear your buttons, and I love having a grip on the controller, and I find multi-tap moves a lot easier on pad than stick. As far as cons go, well, the only one I can think of is a controller can go bad without warning. Yeah. In my second tournament a long time ago, I did Triple H entrance theme water spray with Power Horse, and somehow it managed to touch my controller and it went bad. So I had to borrow a controller for that tournament. The only slight advantage I'll give to the stick is the ease of plinking. Apart from that, there is really not much difference between a pad or a stick. Okay, next question. Have you tried using a Hitbox? No. Apart from the internet, I haven't actually seen a Hitbox, a live Hitbox, so I don't really know how it is. Okay, next question. Will I be attending EVO? No, I won't be attending EVO yet, but maybe sometime in the future I definitely want to attend, just have a feel of what's all about and enjoy Vegas too. Okay, next question is I'm just really curious what it's like playing games in Africa, and also he wants to know how I got my start in fighting games. And he also asks, were there arcades? Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm from Africa. In Nigeria, the fighting game community is pretty small, but we do have a sense of family between us here. Yeah, when we battle, it can be fierce and comedic at the same time, but we have each other's backs outside the game as well. As far as arcades go, I think, yeah, we used to have arcades during the SF2 days. There was a lot of arcades and a lot of great players there too. But during this current SF4 era, there is no arcade. Everybody is going through the route of consoles. So that's pretty much how it is. And how I got my start in fighting games, I think my first fighting game was Mortal Kombat 1. I didn't really know how to play the game, but I kind of mashed my way through my victories, yeah. And the mashing was sweet, when you mash, things happen, especially when you mash out a fatality, yeah. So that was my start. Then next game was Street Fighter Alpha 3, which I accidentally bought on Any Man, and bought the Street Fighter that had Dhalsim as the final boss. So that wasn't really funny. But the best part of it is mashing moves out, because then internet wasn't really common and there was no command list, so we had to like figure out the moves on your own. Yeah, so that was the fun part. Okay, next questions. Say you watch replays and have the ability to see holes in your game. What is the most efficient ways to remove them? Okay, in my opinion, to patch holes in your game, you need to do 3 things. 1, you need to understand what your holes are and how it's costing you. Then 2, you need to find a solution by studying and asking questions. 3, be patient, practice a lot, and focus on developing counter habits that will benefit you. So basically that's what I think is the best way to go about it. Okay, next question says, how do you optimize your training, especially if you don't have all the time in the world and have a full-time job with a wife and a family and stuff like that? How do you make the best out of training mode? Okay, I find that the best way to optimize training is to develop a training schedule. Decide which days are for defense, which days are for offense, and which days for your neutral training. I believe the worst mistake people make is to train on autopilot, and that happens when you spend hours in training mode and you can't even remember what you've been doing there. Yeah, that's happened to me a lot. So in order to make the best out of a training, just try to practice like 3 things per training session, be it combos, anti-airs and mix-ups, or defense, safe jumps, hit confirms. The whole idea is do not pack so much into a training session. Quality over quantity is always the way to go. And when it comes to practicing hit confirms, there isn't really any shortcuts to it. It's all about practice. The more you practice, even though you seem to be failing, if you keep on practicing, subconsciously your body will start to adapt and to get in line until you start getting them easier and easier. So just keep practicing, and when you practice, go slow at first. Don't rush through the practice. When you go slow, make sure your inputs are correct and make sure that your motions are correct, and very soon your body will get used to it and your muscle memory kick in. That's pretty much all I have to say about this. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it for the questions and answer session. I'm sorry that this first episode has dragged on to like the 8-minute mark, and I honestly want to be keeping this podcast short, so you don't probably fall asleep listening to it. Alright, so next time I'll be talking about what I think about Ultra SF4 and what are my thoughts about regarding this year's Evo, which is going to be playing Ultra SF4. So thank you for listening, and I hope you tune in next time. This is Ugo. Thank you for taking the time to listen once again, and till next time, take care of yourself and be strong. Be strong.